So, hey there everyone. This is a video I'm kind of making on the fly here. Um, and that would be, what is the future of this channel? What is to be expected? What is coming here in the future? And let me dive into that for you a little bit, because right now this is kind of an experimental phase right now, and still, you know, seeing where everything goes, and trying to make the right footsteps and everything. It's a learning process, basically. And that is, what should you expect? What is to come and what's going on? What's up? And to kind of get some of this out of the way, let me sort of chop everything up and, you know, explain each little bit and phase and what's going on, and I'll probably put an overlay if you want to skip around even. But, what to expect? What's up? So, as you notice, there's been a lot of different kinds of videos on here lately. There's been, gameplay videos, there's a lot of reviews, and VTubing stuff as of late, lore videos on like Cyberpunk, and just occasionally chatting and rambling about certain subjects. So let me at least set down what is the core of this channel. The core, my main drive, my main purpose, is the reviews and content, but even more than that, it's just what I enjoy, what I find interest in, and what kind of goes into my mind, and wanting to share that with everyone, wanting to share it with the world. Now, the reviews are kind of the biggest parts, and there's already been a decent number of them, but there's more to be expected too here in the future. Now, I've already kind of missed a few reviews that I was expecting to do, or maybe not missed, they're still on the back burner at least. But when or if I get to them is still unsure. The ones that I've missed already, Final Fantasy VII, I meant to do that. I'm still pretty early in that game. Not only that, but what else? Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us 2, that's one I've said repeatedly that I'm going to be doing. I've beat that game, I have my footage of the entire playthrough of it, but I was planning on doing something special for that review, and the plan's still there, it's just we ran into a lot of technical difficulties, I'll put it that way. I was planning on doing something really different and really special for that review, because it was something big, something that not just me, but all of my friends and I were excited for and looking forward to. And to elaborate a little bit more on that, let me start by saying, you know, that's a game that all of us got into. The Last of Us 1 meant so much to everyone, and that's a game that, more than any other single-player game, that's the one I've played through more than any. And we definitely have some varied thoughts on the game. I might be the most different one from the rest of my group. I could just say it now that they all loved it, and some of them fall more in the middle, but I personally, I have select things to say about it, both good and bad. I'd put it that way. There'd be a lot in that review, and we did attempt to record it. There is footage there, about 25 to 45 minutes worth, somewhere in that. I'd have to try and salvage it. The problem is that first cameras kept on dying, and for some reason they kept on automatically shutting off only after 10 minutes of recording. They kept doing that repeatedly over and over, and I don't know why. Then after that, man, we just kept on running into problems with scheduling. So, at this point I might just be doing it with one of my friends, or if something can't happen within the next month, I might just fly solo on it. I want to at least get something out there. Even if it's past the time, I feel like I should at least get something out for it. Whether it's to just finally get out what is going on in my head about that game, or just for whatever, you know. So that's what's going on there, and there's even more games still that I have that I'm meaning to, you know, review. I believe I said Ghost of Tsushima. What else? I'm working on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. I really want to try and get a review of that. I'd like to do a skit for it too, but I have zero idea what to do. The skits are something that I want to do as introductions to videos, so if you're kind of questioning, hey, what's up within the first 2 minutes or something, or first minute, it's just for a joke or something, you know. Just something that amused us, or it was like, hey, this would be funny. Hey, maybe this will give a laugh, or kind of set the tone for the review itself. You know, something like that. And, God, I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff I'm forgetting. Like, heck, I just got Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and that's another thing that I would like to review, but I don't know when or if I can. So, that is the core of the channel. That's what's going on. And I will also be reviewing, you know, even older games. I am absolutely determined that I'll be reviewing some stuff on the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, 360, Dreamcast, all of that back there. We just have to see what happens. Another big piece of content for the channel. What sort of genres should you expect for videos in general? A lot of the games that I'm thinking about doing, or a little series I'm wanting to do. I want to do a review series of the Gundam franchise. It's going to be starting on Dreamcast. That's one project I'm planning on. But I'm not entirely sure when that's going to come around. I'm going to go from Dreamcast all the way to PS4. And potentially 5 if we'll see what happens with them the next year on that system. I doubt anything's going to get pumped out that soon, but who knows. What else? Racing games are another big genre for me. I want to do a whole series about covering the Burnout franchise and Need for Speed franchise and other big racing games, especially MotorStorm and Split Second at least. I want to include those too. Gran Turismo maybe. That's another thing. What else? That covers a lot of that. And then there's other things like discussion topics, like here's one video I'm thinking about doing that's talking about the console wars, just because it's, man, it seems like such a cesspool anymore. And for example, why would someone choose console gaming over PC gaming? I have a lot to say on that, because I do have a gaming PC, I love it. I'm still more of a console guy though. And I could tell you why someone might prefer that. I've had multiple people ask me that same question before, and by the time I was done with them, they said, that is the most coherent and sensible response I have ever heard to this question before. Thank you. That at least gives me more understanding for it. So, I want to do a video on that. Heck, we've even been discussing with some friends and I about doing a podcast together. And I know for some people it's like, oh god, not another podcast. Well, there's so many topics I've got scribbled down on paper that I think I could genuinely provide something interesting. A topic to listen to and actually discuss and think about yourselves as well. You know, get talks going on in the community. Stuff like that. So that's another thing. What else? Well, I suppose a really big development that I need to mention here and now is PlayStation 5. Yeah, that was a fiasco, wasn't it? So here's the deal. I happen to follow a little someone on Twitter named Wario64 and PlayStation 5 Info. These are two Twitter accounts who post gaming deals constantly. They're always on the updates of what's the newest best deal going on with Amazon, GameStop, you know, wherever. And even more quiet stuff. And when the PlayStation 5 pre-orders were announced, here's what happened. You had me sitting at this desk, just kind of tapping and working on... I'm trying to remember which video I was working on. I was working on some video at the moment, editing, and my phone buzzes. I pick it up. PlayStation 5 pre-order. I put it down. PlayStation 5 pre-order open at Walmart. Oh god! and I just immediately dove to the computer. And you want to know what happened? Walmart. Put it in the cart, sold out. 10 minutes later, Target opens up. Okay, I go to put it in the cart the second that link is posted. And I go into checkout. I hit OK. I get my address and everything entered, and then I click pay with PayPal. Hold up. That item's no longer available. Oh, God. Okay, you gotta be kidding me. Another 10 minutes later or so, Best Buy opens up. Okay, I'm on the ball on this one. I order from Best Buy occasionally. They've got my info and everything, so I start ordering from them. And I get to the final step of checkout. Sorry, an error has occurred. This big red checkbox just keeps coming up and saying, sorry, errors occurred. I'm spamming refresh, I'm spamming checkout as hard as I can and fast as I can. I gave up after 15 minutes. It was clear that, yeah, I'm not getting one from there. Go to get one from GameStop. Yeah, their site kind of crashed. Nice. And at that point, I'm like, oh, God. Am I even going to have a chance with Amazon? Hours go by. Eventually, this guy posts the link to Amazon. And I finally, the second that it goes live, the very second, I have never moved that fast before in my life. I get in there, he gave a direct link through checkout with the PlayStation 5 pre-order. So I literally was 2 clicks and got it. But as soon as I hit buy now, it was just stuck on the loading. And it was just stuck and stuck and stuck. And at one point it just gave me an error, there's nothing in your cart message. But I just kept on spamming it so fast and suddenly I broke through. Wow. I kind of had to sit there for a moment and at the order confirmed message. Okay. I got a PlayStation 5 pre-ordered. I really wasn't expecting to do that because, to be quite honest with you, I was going to get a Oculus Rift. Yeah, that changed after recent news with Oculus and Facebook. And I don't know when that's going to happen now. But now I have a PlayStation 5, and with luck, I should be getting that on launch day. So you can expect that to be coming mid-November, I hope. They said they don't know when exactly there might be some delays in deliveries on it, so maybe I won't get it launch day, but what I'm hoping on doing is I will do an unboxing video. Yes, I know some of you growing at that, others are probably excited, but I think it'd be cool to share, so we'll give that a go. I'll do an unboxing video of everything in it, all the components, show briefly hooking it up to the TV and the startup, see if the Elgato can actually capture it. I don't know, but I'll include that as well. And the first move is to get Demon Souls. I think that's going to be the title from launch that I go with. It was a toss-up between that and or Miles Morales, and I was kind of thinking about Sackboy, but that's more of a party game, and the launch prices of PlayStation 5 titles is concerning. The other thing in mind is Cyberpunk 2077 is dropping the following week. November 12th is PS5 release. November 19th is Cyberpunk's release. That's going to be a very, very big thing on the channel. I'm planning to go all out on that. Streaming a playthrough and biggest, I'm talking review on this channel. I have been scribbling down things for months on what to do with it. I'm not going to hold back on that review, and I'm probably going to stream and record the whole thing. So that's going to be a very significant amount of content coming from that, and I will potentially even continue the lore videos, because there's so many characters, so many places from the whole universe and the lore behind Cyberpunk to do on that. So I would expect significantly more content relating to that here in the future. And on that note, I'm mentioning streaming. That's probably going to become more of a regular thing. And I'm going to be using the VTubing avatar a lot for that. And I'm still trying to make up my mind of, when is this actual camera, my live recording stuff going to be coming into play. The live recording stuff is always going to be part of reviews and, some of these gaming videos I do. That's always going to be a stable thing. That's going to be a reoccurring thing. But where and when the VTubing, when the Dutch is brought in, that's a learning process right now. That's still in an experimental phase. It's more than likely going to come up in streams, but not all. And I'm participating in this with a group of friends on the, VTubing thing. So there's 3 others of us, and we're going to kind of get the ball rolling on that. And all I can really say is expect more games of us all together, potentially videos, movies, stuff like that. And I'll say right now, this is going to be a big game relating to the streaming on the VTubing. Warframe is pretty big among us, so that's probably going to be one thing to expect for anyone into Warframe. What else can I give you? So, PlayStation 5 is definitely going to be a thing. I can confirm that. And it was an unexpected move, but it's... yeah. Now, are there any series, any other content that you may want to expect on this channel? VR is going to be a big thing still, especially with PlayStation VR. And if... it's not really a matter of if, but when. But the when may take a while. PC VR. I don't know what to go for at this point. HP Reverb, or if maybe I should see what happens with the Facebook and Oculus thing, or if there's a model of, HTC Vive that is more reliable. I'm not sure yet. I would love to go with the Valve Index, but yeah, that price point. Yikes. And the other thing about the VR is I will like to have that motion tracking set up relating to the VTubing, so I can actually get full body motion versus, just the facial tracking. I'd like to have more to work with. So there's also that to bear in mind. So does that cover about everything? I literally have a list of videos, 3 separate lists even, just filled with content and discussion topics, videos, reviews, everything that I was expecting to do. I've covered a good chunk of what I wanted to do, and I've missed a decent amount so far, or it's still in the waiting line. Like, this countdown to Cyberpunk thing that I'm doing, the Syndicate review, that's supposed to be a big part of it. That's supposed to be like the kickoff for it, and I was planning on reviewing more Cyberpunk-themed games like Deus Ex Human Revolution and System Shock, maybe even The Matrix. And I hear there's a new game that just came out called Ghost Runner, which is... it fits the Cyberpunk genre perfectly. It looks like... take everything that you've seen of Cyberpunk 2077 and just focus on Robot Ninja aesthetic to it. And free running from Mirror's Edge, that sort of thing. It's an interesting style, and I'm hoping to, do something on that. But I'm gonna have to see. Right now, I will openly say that the next few things I have planned on is I want to get the next part of Night City out. I'm talking my Night City lore, the history. I have a game in early access that I want to give a special video to called Mass Builder. It's in early access, so it's not going to be a review, but it's going to be a discussion on it. And I'm going to experiment on this video with Dutch being the one giving the, talking about it more or less. Other than that, my last thing to say is, if you're watching this and, you know, wondering what to say or what to expect, leave feedback. You tell me what you'd like to see or are curious about, then by all means, tell me. I mean, I'd like to have some feedback and know what interests people, what they might like to see more of, or what they might be curious to know about. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to get out in a nutshell for now. I just hope this might give some better clue of what to expect around here. So with that, everyone, thanks for watching. Hope you can, you know, let me know what's up and that you're enjoying what you've been seeing. So with that, take care, and we'll see you next time. Stay safe out there.